Welcome back to another This Week in Warframe. This is going to be for the week of May 10th through the 17th. And this week we got the Tennocon digital pack to talk about, the new Prime Resurgence that's coming out this week. We currently have a clan event, a different one than last month, Belly of the Beast to talk about, and the free items and stuff. So if you guys are interested in free Twitch drops, you can find those every week at DE updates where they're going to be. I will take that link when DE updates it and pin it to the top of my Twitch chat. So stop by, drop a follow as often as you'd like, and find out when them drops are every week. Let's get started on what's happening this week in Warframe. First and foremost, Bird 3 over here has a Crimson Archon Shard. Deep Archimedia is an Exterminate, Alchemy, and Mirror Defense. Temporal Archimedia is a Defense, Exterminate, and Assassination. The current Kodo weapons for the next 23 hours are going to be the Catabalist, 26.2% electricity, the Hema, 25.5% electricity, the Mire, 29.7% magnetic, the Motivore, 31.5% radiation, the Pox, 26.6% impact, the Sporothrix, 45.1% toxin, and the Torxica, 44.5% radiation. The 1999 calendar currently has rewards of a Forma Blueprint versus a Melee Arcane Adapter, then 6,000 Kuva versus an Amber Archon Shard. Then it has a 3-day mod drop chance booster versus double arcanes. Then it has a Riven versus an arcane. And then it has a Riven versus 2000 Kuva. And finally, double arcanes versus an Orokin Reactor blueprint. Steel Path Descendia this week, we have an Amp Arcane Adapter, Primary Debilitate, Arcane Concentration, 25 Steel Essence, 3 times whatever this one always winds up being. I can't see the name here. And then Orokin Reactor Blueprint. As far as the normal Descendia goes, we have the final reward being a Primary Arcane Adapter. The current Prime Resurgence, which we have 3 days and 17 hours left to get, is Gauss and Grendel, and all the weapons that they came with. Replacing them in 3 days and 17 hours will be Rhino and Nyx Prime, which includes the weapons that they came with and the cosmetics and whatnot. We check out the popular tab over here. We could see that since last week, we now have access to buy the Tennocon 2026 digital pack. I've been making Warframe content since 2015, and for the last decade, every year, I'm always getting asked, Neo, is it worth it to get the Tennocon digital pack? And the majority of times, and for the majority of you, yes, it is worth it. Especially because not only are the cosmetics cool, but you'll have access to everything Baro Katir has ever brought. Now, I have noticed a challenge here, is that how do you know how much ducats to get? How do you know how many credits to save up to be able to get everything when Baro comes around and you finally have access to him? So I have created this Google spreadsheet through the second tier of my Patreon. You guys can gain access to that if you become tier 2 Patreons of mine, and you can know. You can check off everything you have or everything you don't have, and it'll tally it all up for you and let you know exactly how many ducats you need to save up, how many hundreds of thousands or millions or billions or whatever of credits you need to save up. It's an excellent tracker that will give you a target to aim for, so you know how much grinding you really need to do, and you could even specify, what do you actually want to collect, what don't you want to collect. Now, if we check out the events tab, we have Operation Belly of the Beast, which is currently available. This operation has brought a bunch of new items for you to get. You can find those on the Lundra Relay on Mercury. We also have the Razorback Armada, which has 15 hours and 3 minutes left to it, so not a lot of time left for that. But we also, let me go to here, the Steel Path part. Now we can see that we have these alerts here for the Operation Belly of the Beast. This is where you can gain some extra volatile motes, so you can buy some cool stuff from the Lundra Relay. We have a reminder to do the Maru's Ayatan treasure hunt this week. We also have for Steel Path incursions a rescue, disruption, capture, exterminate, disruption, and disruption. We check out the invasions, we will see that currently there is nothing to worry about, so skip that for today, but check it tomorrow and frequently. The sortie today is an interception, mobile defense, and an assassination. The Archon hunt this week is against Archon Naira for an Amber Archon Shard, and we'll have to do a sabotage, disruption, and a showdown. We check out what Nora has this week, the usual permanent weeklies, plus complete a defense mission reaching at least wave 12, eliminate 1,000 enemies on Steel Path, help Clem with his weekly mission, clear a Railjack boarding party without your Warframe taking damage, and today's daily is eliminate 150 enemies with radiation damage. Checking out the credits and what Nora has brought us this week, the options are deadly maneuvers, volatile variants, critical precision, combat reload, rifle amp, napalm grenades, and clip delegation. The best one of these to get this week, if you have extra credits, and if you're just looking to make some platinum, would be rifle amp. Although this isn't the best overall, and you might want to wait for another week to save up some credits and then get something else, which I go over every week in these videos. So make sure you're liking and subscribing so you get the notifications and all that stuff. Directed convergence, we have singularity, shrapnel rounds, and focused acceleration as other mods that she brought as well. Checking out the Steel Pass circuit this week, we have incarnate adapters for the bow, Latron, Furus, Furax, and Strun. Strun is really good. Furus surprisingly is actually pretty good. Nobody really talks about this, but it is pretty good. The best two options if you don't have any of these this week, it's certainly the Latron, certainly the Strun. And if you already have all those, you can scroll over and instead get a rifle, pistol, a melee riven, and 20,000 Kuva. And for the normal circuit this week, we have options between Necros, Valkyr, and Oberon. And I don't remember if I mentioned this, but Operation Belly of the Beast, the clan event happening right now, is going to be live until June 1st at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you have a few weeks left for that. If we check out Akrithis and what she has this week, we have as options to get Secondary Outburst, Companion Weapon Riven mod, a Melee Riven mod, an Exilus Weapon Adapter, 5,000 Kuva, and a Forma Blueprint. Checking out Teshin in Steel Path Honors, this week he has himself a Veiled Riven Cipher, 20 Steel Essence, and a Rifle Riven mod for 75 Steel Essence. And if we check out Knuckle Nuts over here, he's got himself a Tenant Ferox, Magnetic, 25%, Tenant Grigori, 31.3% Electricity, Tenant Livia, 29.3% Magnetic, Tenant Exec, 25.1% Electricity, and a Tenant Agendus, 33.3% Cold. You can probably skip all of this for at least the next 4 days and then check back with him and hope he's got something better. How much platinum have you made since you've become a Patreon?
Over 100K.
45K.
60, 70,000.
20,000.
What's the most amount of platinum you've made in a week?
12K.
Probably about 5,000.
5,400.
Probably 8K.
What's the most amount of platinum you've made in a day?
5,400.
Day was probably 4K.
Probably about 3,000.
2K.
What's your favorite method of making platinum that you've learned from me?
Mostly just flipping ribbons and selling warframes.
Probably arbitrations.
Selling sets of Warframes.
I enjoy Zeramon the most.
Imagine how much time and money they've saved. You know where the links are. Reminder to stop by the Chrysalith on the Zeramon and visit Archimede and Yanta for your 35,000 Kuva. Then you could travel to Iron Wake on Earth and visit Palladino for your 2 Rivens, your 35,000 Kuva, and your 150,000 credits. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and stop by my Twitch channel where you can get free drops when they are community-wide, also free rewards I do all the time anyway. And make sure you check out your Invigorations this week and see what you got. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you in the next one.